This is tasty. Yeah.
What is it? Huh?
It's a surprise. Pickle surprise. Pickle surprise. Take an English muffin. Spread sandwich spread. Plop the ham dusty, please. Did I say hum? Repeat my mantra. Ham. 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 Pickle surprise.
Hi, darling. Honey casserole. Oh, Mary. Hello.
Where's the pickle? That's the surprise. Pickle surprise.
Woo! Sorry, I don't have much woo in me right now. Full disclosure, I am very, very sick. I have a bad cold. The epic weekend has caught up to me. And caught up to me at the airport. Like as soon as I got to Logan, like that was it. Like I was so I apologize if I'm not so lively for this one, and I do apologize if I'm not going to be on for very long. But I figured, I mean, I'm already set up here. I was just on Justice Serve TV. It's their 1 year anniversary of being a channel. So congratulations to them, and subscribe to them if you're not. They only need just a few more to get to 28,000 subscribers. So yeah, so I'm gonna try to power through this as best as I can, guys. But I do apologize for not being very lively right now. You're sure I didn't wash my hands? Okay. Wow. You're sure I didn't wash my hands? All right. I've already got an attitude. I don't want to get an attitude with you people today. Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, listen, that shit was amazing. Like, I had so much fun. I mean, I had more fun than I even expected to have. But I also learned, and I keep learning this the hard way, or I'm just not as young as I used to be. So I can't go hard like that. But I did. But let's go through. I want to go through some of the pictures The best way to do that is through Aiden's Twitter. I think he posted a whole thread. And man, like I keep going on Twitter, but I end up logging off like really quick. Because the truth is that I am just, and this is probably gonna seem a little fucked up, but like the the video the video footage, the very graphic video footage of Charlie Kirk getting shot and murdered very publicly um wasn't nearly as shocking to see as the vitriol that is online. Now, I don't know really not a lot about Charlie Kirk. I've gone down some rabbit holes since his murder, since his assassination, and I've gone down the rabbit hole, watched some of his debates, and I can say that there's a lot of stuff that he says that I don't really agree with, but he puts on good arguments. But just seeing people celebrate a family man who was murdered so senselessly is just so crazy to me. That's what I can't get over. That's what's shocking. The footage isn't nearly as detrimental to my mental health as seeing the reality of what this is. And it's wild because there's just like my whole thing with this is just like why uh, why is it so easy to do that? I kept asking myself, and really it's just it boils down to we live in a digital world where people are no longer people. People are just the words they say, people are just the image that they put out on the internet. Um and that's what this is. I mean, these people don't even they don't see Charlie Kirk as a person. They just see him as an idea that they get to complain about and use their platform to complain about. Um and this is just something that I can't relate to. I've made it a point, and I think that this is the issue with true crime, the true crime community. People just get so lost in looking at news articles and images of people making faces that they don't like and saying, "Oh, look, they're guilty." And I'm like, "You got to understand, this is a real person, man, and there's no evidence against them yet. You got to chill out with that." But it doesn't matter because it's just come to the point where I realize that people now just don't even see each other as people anymore. They just everything is their digital image. Um, Everything is just that. Uh, and so a guy getting shot and killed is just a guy who they see, okay, well, you know, he shouldn't have been saying the things that he said. No, no, like, and I'm not, you know, I'm not crying for anybody who gets their job called on them. I'm not crying for anybody but I can't get behind that either. Like to me, it's just like, okay, well, now we're pissed off about the fact that these people don't seem to care that this man had a family and he lost his life over something so senselessly. And people are just jumping on this bandwagon and not caring. Thank you, Sarah Be Creative, for being a member for 7 months. Appreciate that. And it's just so sad, man. Like, um, you know, I just can't. I can't wrap my head around. I can't relate to looking at somebody as just, their online image. I just can't do that. Like, uh, that's how I make my living, is being an online image. Sure, but I make it a point to, as the kids say, touch grass. As they say, I make it a point to be to not lose that humane part of myself, that human part of myself. Um, and the fact that that's even in jeopardy at this point, uh, it's crazy. It's crazy. I can't wrap my head around it. So, um, yeah. So I hope people. I hope a situation like this teaches people, and wakes people up. But I don't think it is, because I see people just being completely unapologetic. Everyone is talking about this. Everyone is adding their 2 cents over why it's justifiable to celebrate the man's murder. And I'm like, there's nothing you're going to say that's going to make that okay. I don't care what he talked about. I don't care what his beliefs were. I don't care about any of that. The guy had a family. He was a human being. So I just don't, but whatever. Um, yeah, it's everything I see on Twitter now. It's just crazy. Um, and the Kelsey Fitzsimmons, I'm gonna get into that soon. Uh, the Kelsey Fitzsimmons case is crazy. Um, but let me find. All right, so here we go. Here's this thread. We're just gonna go through so you get an idea. And I know he shared these on his live stream, but I couldn't watch most of it last night because I was at a show while Aiden was live. But I mean, that place was unbelievable, you know. The Red Sox game, I didn't get to go to the game itself. I did we went to the bleacher bar, and that place was just packed. That place is just packed, and no place to sit. So what we ended up doing was just we went to the House of Blues, and it was dead in there, and I just wanted to sit in a nice quiet place and watch the game quietly. But Yankees beat Boston. Not happy about that. But it is what it is. Yeah, I mean, Charlie Kirk was all about free speech. So, I mean, the thing is people have a right to say what they're saying, whether you like it or not. It's just shitty. That's all I'm saying. It's just shitty. But anyways, back to fun times, good times. And there's just Aiden and Jimmy backstage. And I mean, all of these people were doing everything they could to make sure that this went exactly how they wanted it to go. It was fantastic. Jimmy just ruled. And here's like the ratchet stuff. Now I was backstage most of the time, so it was hard to hear what's going on back there. I was just marveling at how hard everyone was working to make sure that Jimmy's vision was being achieved properly. And it was great. And here is Melanie Little, which was just amazing. Melanie Little was great. We had a great dinner. Her, myself, and Mark Betterow, the mighty one. And we just had a great dinner. Me, her, Kelly Reed. Nurse Kim was supposed to meet us, but Nurse Kim went to the wrong Capitol Grill. And it was just too late for her to meet up with us. But she was missed at that dinner. Yeah, man. And we just had such a good time. It was so much fun. Yeah, Emily C just killed the roast. Now, like, I mean, yeah, she was just amazing. There's Nurse Kim lurking, checking it out. Nurse Kim's segment with Aiden was just so good. She just went out there and just owned it with him. It was just great. And a lot of people want to know what my shirt says. And yes, I was just hyping everyone up. I was a glorified hype man that night. Somebody made a great meme with this, and I reposted it. It was just great. I really love it. And so, yeah, Mark getting up there was just great, man. Mark was just like, I should not be here for this. Oh man, so much fun. And a lot of people were wondering what my shirt says. It said, do you remember that time? Remember that time where RoboCop shot that dude in the dick? I love that shirt. Yeah, man, this is just so much fun. Betterow is just so awesome. Yeah, like they just had the best chemistry, the two of them. It was so amazing watching Nurse Kim and Aiden together. They had just the best chemistry. Because so much of it was just winged, man. So much of it was just like, because I had a few things. Like the thing is like the roast part of it was a great idea in theory, but the thing is it the vibe for a roast wasn't exactly there. The one person who really found like the true perfect balance for the roast and reading the room and doing everything right was Emily C. She just killed that shit. But I like I had a couple of little jokes. And the big one that I had that I really wanted to go well, I completely cagged the delivery on it. So I got a couple of chuckles because people knew what I was trying to say, but I just completely wrecked the delivery. And then from then I was just like, okay, it feels better and more natural to just like give the man his props and say nice things about him. I said I cracked a few jokes, but then and even in any roast, most of the time you close it with something positive, and I wanted to close with something positive, and I did. And so it turned out to be fun. Hey, there's Kelly Reed. Yeah, we just had such a nice fun night. Um and Yeah, this was just so much fun. These are not in order. Everything that happened kind of went the opposite order. All this stuff happened earlier in the night. But I mean, look at this. This was his night, man. And it's funny because like, you know, Aiden, you'll hear him say things like, oh, when I was in jail, I fantasized about having this night, a night just like this happen. And some people might think, oh, well, that's just so fucking self-indulgent and egotistical and blah, 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 blah. No, man. Like, that's just people who are looking at it from that shitty perspective. Because I look at it like that's what he did to get through having to sit in jail for something that he didn't do. To sit there and tell yourself, I mean, what else would anybody else do? Like, you want to get out under any circumstances. When you're sitting in jail, you want to get out under any circumstances. Whatever chance you get to get out of jail, most people take it. And he could have tried to take a plea deal, he could have done whatever. And what he's saying is right, it's a goal. What he's saying is, this is something that I thought about, and this is what kept me going and made that time, because I know we're going to have a blast. Like, I know I'm going to fucking turn this thing up on its face and have a blast and make this, and I'm going to own this situation. This situation is going to be a strength for me, not them. And that's how I took that when he says that. So, people who are just trying to be like, oh my God, it's just so self-indulgent and blah, blah, blah. No, man. It's a thought that got him through a very, very difficult time. And I totally get that. I totally get that. And yeah, just so much fun. I mean, you just look at that. All these people. Wild. And yeah, that's when Mark Betterow and Kelly Reed walked into the place and they're just going nuts. There's Tim Bradle. I absolutely love this picture so much. And you can see Richie and Aiden's dad right here. I didn't expect to see Richie that night, which I don't know why. I think someone told me that he wasn't going to be able to make it or something like that. Or I think he even told me that, maybe. I'm not sure. But yeah, and I was so nervous. I had never stood in front of that many people before without having like 2 or 3 other dudes next to me putting out the same product, and if they boo me, they're booing them too. You know what I mean? So, I was really nervous. They say speaking in front of cars, and everybody, like, whenever I talk to somebody about it, they're like, you talk in front of thousands of people all the time. And I'm like, no, I mean, it's different when you see people in your chat. Um, but seeing all those people like right there, like their faces and their excitement and feeling their excitement like that, like there's nothing to match it. There's just nothing to match it. Jimmy just killed it. And then there was just like, hold on. Yeah, like this picture is just will always be one of my favorite pictures ever taken. Um, this was the car ride to the venue. So that's me, Melanie Little, Mark Betterow, Kelly Reed. We had an excellent, great dinner, and then we headed over to the Wilbur, and then, um, yeah, it was just great. Um, just a great, great dinner. Um, oh, 007, thank you so much. Great one. We went to Capitol Grill. That's like Mark's favorite spot. Um, and like, I mean, I must have watched this stuff like 1,000 times. But let me go to the page. So yeah, people posted because man must have taken like 1,000 pictures, and I never have these pictures. And I don't follow a lot of people on social media. So I asked because I want those pictures, man. So don't know why it took me so long to think of this, but I posted asking anybody to drop on my official Facebook to drop in the comments any pictures that they took with me because I wanted them. Uh, and there were so many. There were just so many. Um, yeah, there's um, so yeah, it was just so much fun. Um, and this guy's name is Paul, and you can see the look on my face. I'm I'm freaked out because it turns out that this guy Paul um is a cousin of somebody who I grew up with. And we yeah, I've known his cousin for so long. And when he told me that, I was just like, holy crap, wow. Um, and I was just blown away that yeah, it's such a small world. So a guy that I grew up with in Miami is his cousin. Um, and I messaged him and he was like, "Yeah, Uncle Paul." I was like, "Wow." So here I'm just freaking out like, "Oh my god, this is crazy." And here hanging out with JFK. JFK was holding it down outside of the Wilbur, man. Interviewing people, just, doing what JFK does. He talks to the people. And then of course Dina here. Dina is looking amazing. Um and yeah, she was just and just on cloud nine. She was having a great time. And yeah, everybody just had we all had so much fun. And then yeah, James Jackson and Jason Grant. Now, Jason Grant is an interesting individual, folks. I don't know how much you guys know about Jason Grant. Okay. Now, Jason Grant uh is one of the most interesting people I've ever met because he's easily one of the nicest guys I've ever met. So nice. Always so hospitable. Always like, can I do this for you? Can I do that for you? What can I do? Blah, blah, blah. Very, very, very just a good heart. But the interesting thing about that, though, is he also plays in like a amateur hockey league, like where him and his buddies get together and they have a hockey club and they don't even practice. So here's Jason, and he's the nicest guy in the world, but then for fun, fucks people up on ice for fun. Like, this is what he does. Fucks people up for fun on ice. But the rest of his time, he's like super nice. He's a family man. Him and Al seem to have a great relationship. He's a great dad. Yeah. And so he was nice enough to pick me up from the airport. That was awesome. And he dropped me off at the hotel that I was like, nope, not staying here, and then ended up getting another hotel. But he was so nice. And I had originally bought I had originally booked my flight to where I was coming back Sunday night yesterday, but before I left here to go to Boston, I found out that Fu Manchu, one of my favorite bands, was playing just right there in Cambridge. So I changed my flight and bought tickets to that. And person who I was originally supposed to go with, something came up and they couldn't go. So I ended up like I walked outside to smoke a cigarette at the show, and to smoke a cigarette at the show, and I just gotten a text from James Jackson, and so I was like, "Yo, can you come to the whatever the fuck the name of the venue was in Cambridge? Can you get to Cambridge?" And he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "I got a ticket for you." So we ended up having a great time last night. Great time. And I ended up going straight to the airport from there. Yeah, the Sinclair. Thank you. And so many of these wonderful folks, I didn't even get their names, but I'm so grateful that they, took pictures. There was like one or two people, and I know I might have came off as a dick to one or two people. There were a couple of people who asked me for a selfie, and I said no, but it was only because I wasn't sure about the rules. I knew there was the rule of no cell phones, and I think it was like during the show, and they were like, "Can I break the cell phone rule and take a picture with you?" And I was like, "No, don't do that," because I didn't want to get anybody in trouble. But it turned out to be really laid back and fine and everything. And so if I refused a selfie, that was the only reason. I apologize for that. I was still trying to get a lay of the land there. But I apologize if I came off kind of dickish when I was just like, nope, can't do it, because I just didn't want to be the guy that, broke the fucking cell phone rule. So yeah, just everybody was just so awesome and nice. So fun. Yeah, I yeah, we had such a blast. We had such a good time. Um, and this is when myself, Melanie Little, Kelly Reed, and Bettero walked in. Like when we got out of the car, um, the line outside, everybody went nuts. It was crazy. Everybody was just so welcoming and it was great. So then when we walked into the venue, this happened, which was just fucking crazy. So I I didn't know what to do except just fucking hype everyone up, you know? Like I wanted to get that place hyped as fuck because everyone was just on their feet. It was so cool. Oh, love you too, Nurse Kim. Yeah, that's where we see Tim Bradle. Right here is where we spot Tim Bradle. Bettero just spotted him, and yeah, that shit was just fucking wild. Yeah, Nurse Kim, you're amazing. You were just magical. Um, and I'm pretty sure I'm coming back for the hearing, so maybe we can catch dinner or something. Oh shit. And yeah, look at all these people I assaulted. Yeah, this is just so much fun. I mean, and they just keep going. All of these people are just so kind. It's just wild. And I saw Street Squirrel in there. Street Squirrel was up at the balcony, and I was like, "Look, look!" And then I would like mocked like squirting lime in his eye, and then he like laughed. It was funny. It was really funny because I accidentally the very first time I met Street Squirrel, I accidentally squirted lime juice in his eye, and I will always feel bad about that. Yeah, so much fun, man. Look at that. That's at the Encore, and there's Dina. We'll always love Dina. And these lovely ladies. And we had so much fun. Just the vibe outside of the place, inside the place was everything. The vibe was just everything. It just didn't feel right. And even my roast, um, even like my roast was still focused on other people. Like I made jokes about other people. Um, and but it felt wrong to just shit all over Aiden. It felt more like reading the room. It was more beneficial to say positive things about him. Yeah, just all these lovely, amazing people, man. Yeah, I mean, spinning, man. Like everybody just wanted pictures. It was so much fun. Um, I don't even know what's going on there. And where even was this? Oh, this was at the Encore. Okay. I remember this part. Yeah, so I didn't even there's me and Jason. I didn't even like I man, I the night I went to the Encore, that night, I managed to go in there and people were so nice. Like everyone bought my drinks for me. Somebody was always like, "Can I get you something?" I was just like, "Great. Thank you." I didn't spend one penny in that place. I didn't gamble at all. I just hung out with people and schmoozed the whole night. Um and then yeah, Shake Shack. Yeah. And no, I didn't get my pimp stick from Jimmy. Uh Jimmy was just like he was like complete like you could not like get Jimmy out of his zone. Like he was giving off a vibe of talk to me as little as you can because I am making sure that this shit fucking happens and happens correctly. And it was awesome. Um yeah, and Nurse Kim disappeared. Uh she said she went upstairs to change her shoes. Because she got a room there. She went upstairs to change her shoes and then she passed out, fell asleep, and then came down at 6 a.m. and started gambling with the slot machines. But yeah, I really like this picture too. And yeah, that's when we saw Bradle. Love that picture. Melanie Little's going nuts over Bradle. I love it. Let me tell you guys something. I'm going to try to be as not candid as I possibly can be. Um and but it dude, it was a vibe. Like it was definitely a vibe. The car ride to the Encore was just I, like it was it was so much fun. Like we were rocking out to like Queen, some Zeppelin. We just had a good old time. Bradle's just like the coolest fucking dude ever. Um and it was crazy. We his assistant for some reason rode the car ride in my lap. I have no idea why, but I wasn't complaining. But she was cool and we had a great time. And it was totally a karaoke car ride. It was absolutely 100% a karaoke car ride. You know what it reminded me of? It was like this picture. And I sent it to somebody, but I don't think I have it pulled up, but whatever. But yeah, there's like a picture where like Hunter Thompson and John Cusack are riding in a car and one of them's holding a goat. It was like that kind of weird. But it was so fun. It was so fun. Yes, man. We had so much fun. Um Everyone wanted kisses. Oh, Dina, thank you so much. Will can get this one fixed if he marries me and goes on my health insurance. Just saying. Uh, I'm not marrying anybody for health insurance. If I married you, Dina, it wouldn't be for the health insurance, okay? Just so you know. But I'm not marrying anybody. And Aiden, man, like when he was live the other night, like I was sitting outside the Sinclair waiting for I was sitting outside the Sinclair waiting for James Jackson to get there. And Aiden's like, we got to get Will some health insurance. We need to just move Will out here. And I'm like, dude, the cost of living where I live, like, I wouldn't be able to come out here as often. I wouldn't be able to go out there as often as I do if I didn't live under the cost of living in Tennessee. It just wouldn't. I wouldn't be able to do it. So, you know, I'm a pretty unorthodox guy the way that I live my life. And you know, and I apologize at all. None. I don't apologize for it at all. I don't feel the need for approval from anybody for it either. I sacrifice quite a few luxuries that I have come to know to be luxuries that most people mistake for necessities. So I sacrifice quite a bit of these luxuries so that I can, on the fly, just buy a plane ticket and fly out to Boston if I want to. Because I mean, that's just, I love being embraced by such an amazing city. You know, I can't, I'll never not feel the ultimate gratitude for that. So, and the thing is my knee is getting better. It may have healed wrong, so I may need to get surgery, but it gets a little better and easier to walk every single day. So it's really not that bad. Like, I had the cane this time, but it's only so that I don't hurt my leg again. So I'm, you know, taking it easy and building the strength up in it again, but it's healed. Like, I can lean on it. I can walk on it without a cane. So it is getting better. It's just, yeah. Oh, Mama Jace, thank you. It was so nice to meet you, and thank you for taking the time to stop for a pick with me. Thank you for wanting a pick with me. I loved it. I did not expect this feed to fill up with so many. There's Boston Brandy. I mean, I didn't expect, you know, this many people to want to take pictures. This was just super fun. Here's more video. Yeah, this is Boston Brandy again. People photobombing. And Betero is just the fucking dopest dude, man. He's just so much fun. But let me tell you, man, Betero, when he gets mad, don't make Betero mad. I'm trying to tell you. But if he gets mad and he's on your side, it's a blessing, because that dude is the real deal. Like, that dude is the real deal. Like, I saw the Bostonian New Yorker in Mark Betero that night, and homie was like, I knew right then and there that if it was like, if there was a situation happening on the streets where being a lawyer's not going to fucking get you out of that situation, he'll be right there with a lead pipe ready to throw down and have your back. That's how Betero's built, bro. Like, that dude is hardcore. Make no mistake about that shit. Like, Aiden has the best defense team right now. The best. The perfect defense team for the case that he's facing, for the cases that he's facing, because both guys, Bradle, Betero, scrappers, fucking scrappers. Like, they will throw down. And they're both very passionate about this case, very passionate about it. They are determined to see Aiden walk. Next week, like there's a reason why I'm going back next week. Mark did not go into detail about it, but he said next week is going to be crazy. He was like, he said somebody is going to get cooked and you're not going to want to miss it. Somebody's going to get cooked. I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm here for it. So much fun, man. Yeah, like no other YouTubers get to fucking do this, dude. You know what I'm saying? There's no other YouTube community where people actually like will meet up in a social situation like this and hang out with each other where we can actually all get together and hang out with each other. Like it just doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. Like this is such an amazing thing. I mean, and it sucks that it has to happen under the circumstances that it does. But it's amazing. I mean, I've never been more proud to be part of something. Yeah, this was last night. So yeah, JFK came out and met up with us too at the encore. Now, here's the thing about the encore. So we went to Fu Manchu, and yeah, Olivia Niles on that team now too. I can't wait. Yeah, I'm going out there for that shit next week. I'm definitely gonna be there, I think. So the after party from the Wilbur at the encore, I did nothing. I didn't spend a penny. And then last night, we went to the encore. Me, Allison, Jason, JFK, James Jackson, and I lost $200. I totally lost $200. I was up for a while. I was doing pretty well at blackjack. And then I tried playing poker and that didn't go well. Even though like I play online all the time, totally different vibe. Totally different vibe than when you're sitting at that table with people who are like sharks, scary. I was quite intimidated. And I lost everything in one hand. Like and I've played like little poker tournaments like at bars and shit like that, and that's always been fine. I just never did it at a casino. Totally different vibe in a casino. But yeah, I totally lost money last night, but not too much. I knew when to just be like, okay, this is how they get you. I kept seeing people just drop money on things that I'm just like, that there's no way that this is designed for you to win. And you keep dropping money. That's crazy to me. So I don't think that I could ever get into gambling. Like I just don't see the fun in it so much as most people do. I like the idea of poker because I have chances, with blackjack even, you have some control where you're just like, hit me or I'll stick, you know what I mean? At least. When you play something like roulette, every time I saw somebody place a bet, I placed one bet on roulette and it was like bust. And it's like people will put money on all these different squares and numbers like to cover a whole fucking bunch of it, right? And then it's like it lands on the one that there's no chips on. And I'm like, how do you guys not see that this is fucking rigged, dude? Like, this is no way that this is going to happen every single time. You got to win at some point. And I just wasn't seeing anybody winning. It was crazy. I was like, this is just dumb. I'm not doing this. And I'm terrible with money. Yeah, it's just awesome, man. Just loved just hanging out with everybody. And I just love this pick right here. I mean, this is just the kind of dude that Tim Bradle is, man. He's just a bright, shining, happy dude. He just is. Yeah, it's just so much fun. And I mean, the Encore is a beautiful place too, man. It's a really nice spot. Like, as you can see. Oh, thank you so much. No love for Traveling Trooper. You did great at Wilbur. Thank you for all you do for TB. Oh man, I'm just grateful for all he does for Massachusetts. All of you guys. I love it. And here's that entrance again. A lot of people got that entrance, which is just really cool. Like that whole place went nuts for Bettero and Melanie and Kelly. Like, that place went nuts. Yeah, just so many great people, man. Yeah, somebody really broke the cell phone rule there. Yeah, like, look, that place, fucking everybody loves Bettero, dude. Like, and rightfully so. Everybody fucking loves Bettero, dude. Dude is just awesome. Like, every time we hang out, like, we're just fucking kind of glued to each other. He's awesome. This guy's just homie, bro. Tim Bradle's just amazing. So much fun. Turtle, thank you so much. I'm pumped I got to shake the hand of a legend the other night. What an entrance, brother. You deserve all the praise with the rest of them. Thanks for your awesome content for being a stand-up dude. Thank you for watching, man. That's awesome. Lola the good dog. Whether you love him or hate him is often said when people talk about Turtle Boy, but looking at these pics, all I hear is how you like me now. Exactly. I mean, agreed. Like, this guy has just so much support, and rightfully so. And I don't know what's going on here. But she needs to not be reaching into my jacket like that. And then, yeah, we saw this last night where we parked outside of the Sinclair. And so it was like some taqueria truck, and it's El Jefe's. So they wanted to get a picture with me under the El Jefe. sign there, which was cool. This was last night at the show at Fu Manchu, which is just great. Yeah, man, Tim's just freaking fun. Oh, I got Tim. I got him. I love it. Yeah, that's us last night at the Encore. And that's it. That's all the pictures I got. Yeah, man. Such a fun night. So much fun. But I mean, this is just the picture of Tim Bradle just like cheering is just the best picture I've ever seen. Just easily one of my favorite all-time pictures. But we had so much fun. So after the encore, we went back. I went back to my hotel, went to sleep, woke up, had every intention of attending the Red Sox game. Looked up the tickets online, and the tickets were like between 600 and 750 bucks, like an insane amount of money. And I was just like, what? Nope. And then we wanted to go to the Bleacher Bar to watch it there, and that was already like, there's like, it's a cool spot, but there's like 3 tables right by where you could see the field that's like on the field, and there were cool little moments. But well, I mean, it's not that they're overpriced, it's just that there's so many hardcore fans that they're willing to pay it. Like, it's Sox Yankees and it's pennant season. Like, it's the Sox and the Yankees, arch rivals. I mean, so it makes sense that the tickets would be expensive, but I didn't think that expensive. I was just like, wow. And the cheapest tickets, like the nosebleeds, were like 140 bucks. Like, we got to the box office, and I was like, cheapest tickets, 140 bucks. I was like, nah, fuck that. And then following day was the Fu Manchu show. Sorry. And dude, I'm not moving to Massachusetts, man. Cost of living there is just too high. Like, I just, no way. But yeah, so lots of drinking was had over the weekend. Lots of it. Lots of loud talking. And then, there's this show last night, and then by the time I got to the airport in Boston, I was just sneezing, sick, terrible. Yeah, and when I finally got Clubber and Drago, man, like, God, it's so great. Like, that's what I'm gonna do all night. I'm just gonna cuddle with my dog and my cat. I miss them so much. And the place I left them, they gave him a bath. I called them up and asked them to give him a bath because I was on my way to pick him up, and they did. And they put a little tie on him, like a little business tie on him, like a yellow business tie that goes around his neck. So he just looks adorable. But yeah. So yeah, we just had a blast. We just had a blast. Hung out with Lauren and Deanna. That was really, really fun. Yeah, just everyone, every time I go there, everybody's so hospitable. I didn't get to spend as much time hanging out with Aiden as we normally do, but that's just because he had so much going on and I had so much going on, and it just wasn't in the cards. But we'll probably figure something out next time I get up there for this hearing. So but yeah, hopefully I feel better by then. I should. Usually I beat these things in a couple of days. But yeah, like my eyelids are sweating. That's how I feel right now. It sucks. So I'm sorry for being kind of a drag right now. But I feel awful right now. But I had agreed to do Justice Serve TV stream today. I had agreed to do it yesterday or the day before, and I didn't know I was going to be sick. And then, so I came down, I set up, and then I figured, you know what? Like, I don't know when I'm going to go live again. So, since I was already set up here, I figured I would go live. So I am sorry that I'm not more lively. But I feel absolutely awful. And yeah, no, what I'll do is I'll just drink some water and I'll sleep. I mean, that's just what I always do when I get sick. Drink water and sleep. And it'll be all right. So yeah, thank you guys, all of you who were there and made me feel so welcome, as you guys always do. God, like, it's so awesome that happened, and it worked out so well for Aiden and Jimmy. I love that Aiden got to have that night. Like, he absolutely deserves it, and I was really, really, really happy to see this dream realized. Can't believe they sold out the Wilbur. Now, I had heard that the Wilbur had never been sold out. I don't know how accurate that is. I just heard it, like everybody keeps coming at me about it on Twitter, and I'm just like, who cares? Okay, so maybe I'm mistaken. I don't fucking know. Who gives a fuck? So yeah, who gives a shit? The fact is a guy who is minimized by mainstream media as being a blogger holds this event here, and it fucking sells out, and they spent not 1 cent on marketing or advertising this. All we did was talk about it on our channels. That's all we did. So I don't really give a fuck if you guys are nitpicking over whether it was ever sold out or not. I guarantee you it was never fucking sold out by a blogger. I guarantee you that. Somebody who everybody wants to say is, totally full of himself and delusional about who he is and how important he is. No, this is a guy who fucking exposed the facts of the Karen Reed and exposed the facts of the Karen Reed case. He got everyone rallied to support Karen Reed, and he sold out the Wilbur Theater. That place was fucking packed. It was amazing. Place was exactly how I had hoped to see it. And so, suck a dick. Sitting here acting like this isn't some fucking amazing achievement. It's absolutely an amazing achievement. And who else is selling out the Wilbur? Who isn't fucking famous? Who isn't doing that? You know what I'm saying? Like, or who's doing that? So you can sit there and try to minimize that shit all you want. You sit there and minimize that shit all you want. But the fact of the matter is Aiden fucking did what people thought was going to be the impossible. And it's simply because they are grateful to him for exposing the corruption in Massachusetts. It's just that simple. Yeah, I mean, so all these fucking haters, man, they could suck a dick. They could eat a big fat one because nobody. First of all, if you're on Twitter talking about, oh my god, blah blah blah, bullshit, like nobody's coming to see you, bro. Nobody's coming to see you. Nobody's paying to see you. Nobody is giving a fuck about what you have to say, to the point to where all you can do to get any type of attention is leave negative comments on a social media platform that you don't even have the balls to use your real name for. So go fuck yourself. Like, you do even remotely what Aiden did with the Wilbur Theater. Like, I dare you. Knock yourself out. You think Grant Smith Ellis is selling out the Wilbur Theater? You think Lindsay Gattani is selling out the Wilbur Theater? You think Kate Peter is selling out the Wilbur Theater? You think Plevin is selling out the Wilbur Theater? These things are not happening. These things are not happening. Guy used to be a fucking high school teacher and just decided, you know what? I'm going to fucking write. And writes independently. And he sells out the fucking Wilbur Theater. Let me see. It's an uprising. The UK had a huge event, and Charlie was talked about. Everyone is over the globalist leaders. The elites are not like us. Yeah, I mean, free speech is a major, major issue right now. Free speech is a major issue right now. And Aiden is actively fighting for it. And you better be fucking thankful that he's as offensive as he is. Because speaking for myself, I go out of my way to be fucking offensive. Why? Because that's my way of not squandering my free speech. I'm trying to piss you off. That is what I do to not squander my free speech, to exercise it. And Jimmy was a teacher too. I didn't know that. That's awesome. I didn't know that. And man, you know, I want to see like, I mean, look, this Cosgrove bullshit with Karen Reed and her phones. I don't know what's going to come out of that. But Cosgrove just needs to give this shit up. This is just fucking ridiculous. This is the dumbest shit in the world. Like, I mean, at one point, me, Bettero, and Tim Bradle were just drinking in. Three of us were standing there and we were just drinking in like all of the people on their feet and just cheering for Aiden and who came out. Like, and we were just like, there's no way that a jury is ever they're never gonna get a jury to convict this guy. It'll never happen. There's no way. Jimmy taught math. Wow. That's awesome. Yeah, the First Amendment is under attack right now. And that's the thing, man. Like, whether you like it or not, man, like, these people, as shitty as they are, saying things like, oh, Charlie Kirk deserved what he got, blah, 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 all of these horrible things that you're hearing, they're exercising their free speech too. Just because it bothers you and offends you doesn't mean that they should be shut down. You can't sit here and on one side of your mouth fight for free speech, and then when somebody says something that you don't agree with, you start saying, oh, well, we should go after them at their jobs and blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? Like, I can't get behind that. I think we need to just start growing a little bit thicker skin and handle the things that we see online. Like, I don't like it. It doesn't make me happy. I hate the fact that I'm seeing so many people just not give a shit about this guy being a family man and literally died for their right to trash him. You know, that's literally what he died for. So, you know, I'm not going to minimize that. And that goes for everybody who has an opinion. You know, you may not like the opinion, but it is what it is. I mean, yeah, but I mean, that's the thing is like, I don't like the idea that there are teachers out there teaching kids who have these opinions, but we're living in a fucked up time right now, man. We live in a digital age. We live in a digital age, and that's just how it is. There's a lot less empathy. There's a lot less demand for the human condition. There's a lot less standard set for the human condition anymore. You know, like, it's really sad, but it just is what it is. I mean, these people, as shitty as their opinions are, they have a right to them. You know, they have a right to them. I don't think they should be teaching kids, but you know, there's a lot of people out there that are parents, and they you know, they shouldn't be parents. But you don't go and just try to take their kids away simply because you don't like their method of parenting. You know, so that's just my opinion on it. Like, I get it. And I get people being like, you know what? These people, they don't even deserve to have a job. I mean, I feel like everybody deserves to have a right to earn a living independently, to have a right to work for a paycheck. Everybody has that right, you know. But you know, I don't think. But I don't. Yeah, I think their political views should stay the hell out of the classroom. I agree with you on that. Like, that's a different story. If they're sitting there in a classroom and they're telling these kids this shit that is somehow justifiable, that a man got murdered because of his beliefs, well, then no, that person should not be teaching, and that person should be reported to the school board, and their position should be revoked. I do agree with that. But just because somebody goes on TikTok and says something that their whole shit, I mean, I don't believe in cancel culture. I don't believe in canceling anyone, you know, for having opinions. I just don't believe in that. We should not be teaching our children hate. And honestly, man, like, I'm to the point where I just don't even fucking think. I think kids should just get homeschooled at this point. It should be on the parents to educate their kids. I mean, to me, at this point, the education system is now It's just taxpayer funded daycare. That's all it is. Nobody is, you know, like, what are kids really getting out of school at this point? Fuck that shit. I mean, school wasn't for me, you know? But yeah, to me, it's just a taxpayer funded fucking daycare. Some place where parents can leave their kids during the day while they go to work and not have to worry about anything. Yeah, I don't even know what Common Core math. I don't know what any of that is. Now there's new math that I just don't even understand. Yeah, see, teachers should be teaching history and letting kids decide and make up their own minds. And they should be encouraged to have healthy conversations and debates regardless of their opinions, and especially if they have disagreeing opinions, they should be able to adjust those opinions respectfully and encouraged to do so in the classroom. But they should not be led to believe anything. They should not be shaped to believe anything that the teacher just automatically believes in and sides in and decides what's right and wrong. I think it's ridiculous. But and no cursive anymore. They don't even do cursive anymore. That's wild, Red House Media. It is up to the parents to teach their kids life skills. It's not up to the teacher. That's up to the parents. I mean, when I was a kid, we were taught a lot about slavery too. I mean, slavery is a horrible part of our fucking history. It's terrible. It's awful. You know, of course we should know about these things that happened in the world, in our country. You know, that's history. But, you know, I mean, it just doesn't make sense that people think that they could sit there and start, you know, giving opinions on homosexuality and what, you know, the whole trans issue and all of that stuff is just, to me, I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot. And I don't think it should be part of a kid's curriculum at all. Shouldn't even be a point of discussion in school. It should be something that's discussed at home. I agree with you there. The Bible has no place unless you're going to a Christian school. The Bible has no place in the classroom, not in a public school. Dude, me and Jimmy had this little bit worked out that we were going to do. And we were fucking belly laughing over it, but I had forgotten the props I needed. And then he texted me and was like, "Hey, I'm going to have to cancel that part of the show." I was like, "Oh, thank God." Because I forgot all the shit anyway. But I was really glad that it didn't happen. But I had a little roast worked out, and some of it was okay. But I screwed up the delivery on my big one because it was kind of a tongue twister. And between just being nervous and the lights and trying to think of the next line, I just totally fucking cagged the delivery on it. So it didn't work out. But it was funny. I said something because, like, I basically just joked about how impossible it would have been to sell out the Wilbur. I was like, stop lying. Nan Gallagher bought all your tickets. I can't even laugh because it hurts. Yeah, and it was. Then I had another one, but it was like I just totally fucked up the delivery on it afterwards. And then I was just kind of like, huh? What? Yeah. So it felt more natural to just like give the man his props. Like the energy in there was not the energy of people who wanted to see the man get insulted. You know what I mean? Like it just that wasn't the vibe. It just wasn't. But yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap this up, man. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Go check out the replay on go check out the replay just to serve TV. Yeah, sorry guys, I just feel really, really shitty. So I wasn't able to I'm not able to be very lively right now. I feel awful, but I'm just gonna recover. And I don't know if I'll be live tomorrow, but hopefully by the next day I will. But yeah. But yeah, I appreciate you guys. Thanks a lot for hanging out with me. Yeah, I love you guys very much. We will do this again very soon, my friends.
Watch out!
Today, being retarded means leading a full life. Retarded people go to work or school, just like their neighbors, and come back to a real home. A supervised home, right in the neighborhood, where they belong. Being retarded never stopped anyone from being a good neighbor.